Good day, John Morrison here, Quality Cameras Computers in downtown Sydney. And one of the things I wanted to talk about today, it being that spring, well, maybe not yet, but spring is arriving, and you'd be hoping to get outside with your camera maybe a bit more, unless you have a weatherproof camera, like the Pentax models. Then you'll want to check out a few things. And one of the things I see quite often, people will come in and they'll maybe suggest that their camera is not sharp or their autofocus isn't working correctly. And the first thing I do, of course, is I take a look at the front of the lens. Not so much with an SLR, but with a snapshot camera, it's not uncommon for, through the summer months or whatever, makeup, suntan lotion, fingerprint on the lens. You don't really notice it. Maybe it's one of those cameras with the closing aperture type shutter, and so you don't get to see that there is in fact a very bad smear on the lens. And what this will do is the light coming through the lens will flare, so the picture will be very indistinct. The colors will be tended to blend together a bit, and the picture just will be very, very unpleasing. I always carry a microfiber cloth in my pocket. I have about 3 of these, and they're also good for eyeglasses, binoculars, and they will actually lift oil and or grease off a lens. And I rotate these through the washing machine every now and then. I throw them in. I do not recommend that they be put in a dryer, because very often we use fabric softener, bounce, material like that, and you don't want any foreign chemicals on it. You just want raw soap, water, clean it, throw it back in your pocket. These last for years and years. So when you come to cleaning the lens, the simplest lens cleaner you can get is your breath. And you start from the middle of the lens and you wind out to the outer edge. A lot of people sometimes think you need a fluid, you put it on the lens. Never put the fluid on the lens. You put a drop of fluid, lens cleaning fluid, on the cloth itself if you have some, and you do again the same thing. You start at the middle and you work your way out to the edge until you see, hold it at an angle, you can see that the smudge or whatever is gone. The second place you can run into a problem is the eyepiece also. Your finger can get in there, a smudge on that, maybe you're working on your motorbike or whatever. And again, this is where you can use the microfiber cloth to clean it. And also, maybe it's time to check out your diopter here, the diopter adjustment in your SLR, to make sure that what you see through the lens is sharp for you. This might take a little time to set it up, maybe a minute or two, but once done, it pretty well is ready for the summer season. We're going to just go over the cloths here, the different types that are available. The other thing I do from time to time too, when I take the camera out after a time period, is I will take a normal pencil eraser and I will just rub the contacts on the battery, and maybe even a little rub inside the camera. This takes any oxidation that may have happened on the metal or whatever and allows for better contact. So the reliability factor when you want to use the camera will be there for you. So in the lens issues, we have starting off with probably the smallest, most inexpensive. This one we sell for $4.95. It's a little cloth with a pouch. Again, it's a microfiber cloth. They're very tough, very, very fine material, and the weaving is such that it will actually pick oil up off a lens. So whether it be your glasses or binoculars or a camera, they're running around $4.95. If you need something a little larger, this is one. If you've got several lenses in your kit and you've got the rear screen here, you want to be able to clean that, or even your iPad, iPhone, or laptop. These are excellent for that. This one's a little larger, so it comes rolled up in a tube that you can safely put in your kit bag, and the plastic here won't damage any of your equipment. And these run around $9.95. The next item would be a complete kit with a fluid. The only fluids I recommend are the Carl Zeiss fluid, which we get in from time to time because the company keeps back ordering it on me. And this has a microfiber cloth, a couple of Q-tips for cleaning it around the eyepiece, etc. And it comes in a plastic case with a lanyard, so you can hang it on the side of your bag. It's not in crowding up your kit bag, if you like. And this generally runs around $14.95. And then finally there's the little Carl Zeiss kit, which comes with a little squirt bottle of that Zeiss liquid I was saying, defogging spray, and it can be used on both cameras and eyeglasses as well. And it comes with a microfiber cloth, and that one is, I think, around $5.95. And finally, there's the what is known as the cleaning pen, and one end is a buffer that works like a pen, and the other is a brush, an anti-stat brush, so you can clean around, dust around. And then this end, this little polishing item is the same somewhat material that you would have on the microfiber cloth, and it will actually pick up oil. And there are spares that come with it that you just put on after a period of time. So this can go in your shirt pocket when you're on site shooting, nice and compact and easy to carry, and always ready for keeping your pictures and photographs nice and sharp, keeping your camera in good shape. So I hope that's some indication. People often ask, what should I clean my lens with? That's the best lens cleaner that is available for most purposes, unless it's something very severe. The other thing I might suggest, here in our maritime climate, if you're going to change lenses and you're out along the coast and the wind is blowing, go to the car and change the lens. Because when you open the camera body out along the shore and the wind is blowing, whether you realize it or not, there are small particles of salt water, whatever, that are blowing in the air. They'll get inside on the viewfinder, up on the bottom of the focusing screen or whatever, or on the lens. You want to open the body of the camera as seldom as possible, and when you do, always try and do it vertically. Never like this, because anything falling, gravity is going to get in there, and you don't want any dirt or dust. If you see the dust and dirt through the viewfinder, it is probably not going to affect your pictures. It's only when it gets behind the mirror and the shutter and starts to appear on all your pictures that you need to bring it in to see us. We'll either instruct you on a sensor cleaning kit, or we can just use a bulb for blowing it out, or you can send it away for professional cleaning if you wish to incur the heavy shipping costs that are there today for sending a good quality SLR away. So that's it on lens cleaning and maintenance of your camera. All this and more on the second floor, Quality Cameras, downtown Sydney. Thank you.